depression. Postpartum depression is a complication and is a higher level of mental disorders in the postpartum period. With postpartum depression, it is usually common during the second and third week after childbirth. So talking about the signs and symptoms of postpartum depression, we have mood swings, we have tearfulness, we have hallucinations, where a woman sees and she starts seeing things that are not real. The last form of postpartum mental disorders we have is what we call postpartum psychosis, which is the severest form of postpartum mental disorders. Just like the other forms of postpartum disorders, we also have signs and symptoms like mood swings, false beliefs, false ideas. Like a woman sees and somebody carrying her baby, she thinks that the person wants to kill her baby. She sees somebody with a knife and she thinks that the person wants to use a knife to kill her baby. A woman sits and she starts imagining people coming into the room with knife trying to kill her. So we have this false belief, seeing false things, and there is also the thought of suicide.
Group support, therapy, medication, counseling and more are some ways to help manage the condition.
A woman that has postpartum blues needs no medication. She just needs reassurance from her loved ones, from her partner, and that is it, and the condition is being resolved. With postpartum depression, a woman will need medications to help resolve the signs and symptoms. But what I usually advise when it comes to postpartum depression is psychological support. With postpartum psychosis, treatment involves psychological support and use of antipsychotic medication.
According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, 1 in 8 women suffer from a kind of postpartum disorder in their lifetime, most of which is depression. With sadness, anxiety, stress, fatigue, feeling lonely being part of disorder, experts say some fathers may also suffer from postpartum depression. To this regard, it is important for health personnel to include the whole family in treatment schedule for their well-being and that of their baby.
To sport, the third lap of the 22nd edition of the Shantabia International Cycling Tour kicked off in Yaoundé Thursday, October 6, 2022. The race, which took place along the Yaoundé-Ebulova-Nkola Dawn Highway, covered a distance of 161.4 kilometers. Lost more places than Cameroon. Meanwhile, Brazil remains the world's first, while Senegal remains Africa's number 1 at the 18th position. To news out of Cameroon, the World Health Organization announced on Thursday the launch of a suicide prevention campaign in Africa, a region it says has the highest rate of suicide deaths in the world. About 11 people per 100,000 people die in African region, which is higher than the global average of 9 cases per 100,000 people. According to the World Health Organization, Africa is home to 6 of the 10 countries with the highest suicide rates in the world, and most methods used are hanging, pesticide poisoning, and to a lesser extent, drowning, use of firearm, and overdosing on drugs. The prevention campaign, launched on the occasion of Mental Health Day, is to raise awareness among the general public. And the people of Ouagadougou are reacting to the announcement that Captain Traoré, leader of the September 30 coup, has taken power. Some residents, it is a good move, while others have the opinion that he is still a very young person and needs advice. He was declared president on Wednesday after a 2-day standoff that ousted Lieutenant Colonel Paul Henri Damiba, who had seized power in the month of January. That concludes today's edition of Prime Flash on My Media Prime Television. My name is Fon Quinter. Today's edition was compiled and produced thanks to Elvis, Modika. Developments of these and more be yours at exactly 6:30 p.m. Till then, keep watching The African Eye. Goodbye.